thought I'd do a video about all of the different jobs I've had on my gap year, and this isn't to insult any jobs that I've had, because obviously I wouldn't do that because then I'd get fired and never hired again, but it's just to give you a few different ideas of what other people have done, especially alongside acting classes, because it's very hard to find a balance, and I still don't think I've found quite the right balance yet, but I think it's still interesting to hear what other people have done. And if you want to find out where I go next, or if you want to support my career in any way, then please subscribe, because I would really appreciate it. And let's get on with the video. So the first job I did was testing all of the school students for COVID at the start of the new term. So I did this for a few days at the start of September and also at the start of January. And these kind of jobs are really useful because it's in school hours, which means that most acting classes are in the evening, so you can make it to most acting classes. And obviously this kind of job doesn't really exist anymore. I don't think they're testing, but the most similar, I think, is invigilating, because it only happens at certain points in the year. It's in school hours. So I would recommend, and I personally really enjoyed it as well, because I got to work with lots of people who I used to go to school with. So I think it's a good job to do and a good job to look out for. And the second job I did was being the Sea Witch at the Sea Life Centre for the whole of October, and this job's kind of related to acting because I was being a character for the whole day, which really builds up your stamina, and I was getting to meet lots of other people who are also interested in performing. So it was a very interesting job to do, and it was very full on because I was sometimes working 6 days a week, but I feel like there's a lot of different variations in hours between the different places you could do this kind of Halloween jobs at. And I think it's a really useful job to do. It teaches you a lot of different life skills, and it's very interesting. It's a very unique experience. And the third job I did was getting to be a supporting artist, which, if you didn't know, is the new term for being an extra, from what I know anyway. And that was a very interesting experience, and I feel lucky to have been able to have the experience of being on a professional set. And I was really nervous that I would somehow hate it and all of my money and time on acting classes would have been for nothing. But I really enjoyed it, which was very reassuring. And it was a very interesting and useful experience to have had, and I got this opportunity through the acting class that I go to, but there's extras agencies that you can go through, or some open calls for extras, so there are opportunities out there. And there's also a lot of unpaid opportunities to be extras in various different people's projects, which obviously you need to do your research and check out on, because not all of them will be legit, but it is a useful experience, and it's good to try and get experience on set in any way that you can. And I'm not sure if everyone counts that as a job because it was only 1 day work, but I think it counts, so I'm including it anyway. And my last two jobs are both jobs that I still have now, and they're both casual contracts, which you probably need to Google to get the proper definition, but from what I understand, they're not obliged to offer me any work, but I'm not obliged to accept any of the work that they offer me. I have no idea if that makes sense or not, but that's what I think it means. And the first of those jobs is doing tech in a theatre, which is a very useful skill to learn, and it's good to be surrounded by people who are also involved in the industry, and it's also quite technical and can be higher paid than some other jobs that you could do in a gap year. And I'm not a tech expert, so at the moment I'm only doing the get-ins and get-outs for shows, but it's still taught me a lot, and it's interesting. It's very interesting, and it's not what I expected to be doing on my gap year at all, but I'm glad I do it because it's a very interesting thing to do. And the last job I have, it's also a casual contract, and it's cleaning the cricket stadium, and this job runs for the cricket season, which I think is over the summer, and it's useful to have because it's very flexible. You can just pick up shifts whenever you're free and do that, so it's a good thing to fill your time with, and it can work really well alongside any acting classes that you have. So those are all of the jobs that I've had so far. I would also like to get another job, which I'm aware I currently have 2 jobs, but I would like to get another one because those 2 jobs currently don't give me that many shifts. So I would like to get another one to fill my time a bit more, but it's really hard and confusing to find something that will work flexibly alongside the acting classes and the auditions. But it is something I will be looking into and am looking into at the moment. I would also really like to monetize this YouTube channel one day, and I'm not saying it's all about the money, but having a little bit of extra money would help. And I do put a lot of time into this channel, but you need 1,000 subscribers to get to monetize your channel. So if you want to help me out, then please subscribe, and I would really appreciate that. And a long-term goal of mine is to teach acting one day, because I've done so many acting classes and I've seen what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what works for other people and what doesn't work for other people. And I would just really, really love to do it, because I love sharing everything that I've learned. I love noting other people's acting. I love watching other people's acting develop and being surrounded by acting in any way that I can. So it would be something that I would really, really love to do, but I'm aware that people bring their real life emotions to their character and to their acting. So I would want to not rush into it and to go into it in the right way, so I can create a safe environment for people, because I don't want to be going into it and harming people at all. But it is something that I would really, really like to do. So that's where I'm at, where I want to go. I'm still not sure even myself exactly where I want to go, but I'm trying, you know. And if you have any advice, then please leave it in the comments. I would really appreciate it, because this whole non-acting jobs that you can do alongside your acting training is very, very, very confusing. So I'd appreciate you sharing any experiences you can. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.